because faking happiness or being happy is something that requires energy, I think. So the emotion I feel most commonly or day to day, I would say is a feeling of melancholy, because I find it's maybe often the emotion I need to spend the least energy on, like around people. So if I suppose other people are in a good mood or they're happy, then I can sort of be calm in my melancholy. I often have this feeling that I'll annoy people with my true self, because I guess I can sometimes have a lot of enthusiasm for something and it can be quite nerdy. I have ADHD, so it's also a sort of hyperfiction thing, and I will maybe ramble on about something, and to others it might not feel so much like a conversation as much as it would be me just educating them on something. And I find that it's often maybe not so nice for people. In relationships, I can have a tendency to open up very early because I sort of just have a need to talk to someone about some of my problems. It has sort of been a problem in some romantic relationships or situationships that I can't sort of tell the person, I don't like it when you do this, or I need this from you. So it has been hard because keeping in contact with some people who are long distance I have a challenge with it myself, because I sometimes forget about some of the friends I have. I would say maybe some of the things that made it harder was the school life, where I didn't have people I could talk to about how I felt so much. I felt I had to listen to more how they felt. It can often for me manifest as I'm very afraid to tell people that I have a problem with them or a need for something, just among my friends, which I think it maybe has always been that way. I suppose in my childhood, coming from a family where I had two older siblings who both had very big problems that required a lot from my parents. I did grow up in a very loving family, I think, and I had a very close relationship with my brother, and I think actually the things we could talk and the way we understood each other has in many ways helped me to be able to talk and be able to express a lot of the emotions I feel. Danish people who, if I'm talking specifically Danish, that I think they aren't so good at talking about how they feel, and it's often only the closest people that they will talk about how they feel. That I think when talking to internationals, I don't think we're too good at it, because often we prefer to talk to the people we know, and in public areas and stuff, you also would not so much engage in conversation or anything. I think one thing I also learned here is maybe being more principled or being more active, I would say, and engaged in what I'm interested in or my hobbies. In a way, I think maybe a bit less I've opened up, but to a certain extent for me, that's actually sort of a good thing in some ways, because I sometimes would talk too much about how I feel and focus too much on that instead of just enjoying other people's company. I've learned to be more forward with saying that's what I need, and also with what I want, I think, because often I have not wanted so much to tell people what exactly it is I want or what my goals are, instead of being in a sort of service for others. So now I feel like the people around me and when I socialize, it is for me and not for the sake of someone else.